Hello, 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 everyone. I have to run to the restroom. Can you guys hear me and see me? I just want to make sure it's all good. I've been going back to back on calls, but I want to make sure you guys can see me and hear me before I go. And let's see. My internet is a little wonky. Can you guys see me? I don't think you can. Oh, you guys can. Okay. Be right back. Okay. Hello, everyone. Can you guys see me? Let me know that you can see me and let me know that you can hear me. Okay. Okay. I'm not even going to voice out what I was just thinking in my head. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Untangled, episode 101 in Athens, Greece. I'm just going to go live really quick on Instagram to let people know that, well, that we're live. How are you guys doing? I'm excited to share with you all what's been going on. Weird. Hold on. So weird. Anyway, I guess I'm not supposed to go live on YouTube, on Instagram. You're going to Athens on Tuesday. Hi, Sue. It's good to see you, my friend. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Why am I in Athens? I got the call to go to Athens before Nairobi. Anyway, it's good to be here with you guys. I'll tell you all about Greece in 1 second. I just really want to go live. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hi, Wes. It's good to see you. Hi, Kristen. Hello, Lapis and Mike. It's good to see you again. We just did a really powerful channeled message in my Patreon community. What did you guys think if you were there? I was channeling Atina, and holy Moses, it was really, really powerful. Anyway, welcome. Hello, everyone that's here on Instagram. I'm going live on my YouTube channel right now. You got to go back and listen to it, Wes. Hello, Instagram. We are live with in Untangled right now. So I wanted to get you guys to head over to Untangled. Yeah, it's a entire different state. It was awesome. I'm glad you were there. Unified Time. Hi, Peter. It's good to see you. Hello, everyone. I just wanted to let you know that I am live on my YouTube channel right now for Kate. How are you in both? How are you here and there? We're doing Untangled, episode 101. So head over to my YouTube channel right now and join us in Untangled, episode 101. Hi, Danielle, my friend. I'm I'm going to jump off of here. I just wanted to jump on to let you guys know to go over to my YouTube. We're doing Untangled, episode 101. Get your booties over there. You are a tech lunatic, Kate. I can't believe you're on both right now. That's Freaky Friday. I want to talk about my trip so far, what happened in Athens, where I'm going, but I really, really want to share with you guys what happened the last 3 days in Athens, Greece. So if you want to join me, get your booty over to Untangled right now. Go over to YouTube. I love you. Mwah. All right, you guys, let's get going. Where do I start? Okay. Also, subscribe to my channel. Let's get into that system and program for a little bit. If you have a YouTube channel, everybody likes to say subscribe to the channel. So let's play in that world. Subscribe to my channel if you want. Hit the thumbs up button because that's another system we like to play in. And when you hit the thumbs up button, somehow, perhaps, potentially, it pushes the videos out into the algorithm. But again, a whole other system that we like to play in. Thank you for being here. Untangled, episode 101. I am in Athens, Greece. And we had a powerful channeled message this morning in my Patreon community with Athena, one of the goddesses. And it was powerful. I highly encourage you to go watch it. If you're the community, go rewatch it. Watch the replay. So I got to Athens, Greece. First of all, personally, I have been feeling a massive amount of infiltration of energies that are not mine. They're not me. They are coming from the external world. They're coming from people. They're coming from the ancestors of people. They're coming from just these collective energies, and they're intense. They're very, very intense right now. And I like to use the analogy of ants. All right. And or fleas. Fleas are a better word. Now, this is on a level I've never personally experienced. It's like there's an infestation of fleas on an energetic level that are infiltrating the minds of humanity. And once this infiltration hits the mind, it can then hit the mental body, the emotional body, and the physical body, and the spiritual body. Why is this happening right now? Because the planet and the human body is holding a very high frequency, a higher frequency than it's held in thousands of years. And when humanity and the planet begins to hold, embody, anchor higher frequencies, they have the potential to remember who they are. And when humanity begins to remember who they are, i.e., awaken, they remember the God within them. And when humanity can remember the God within them, they can no longer be controlled. And so, if humanity is no longer able to be controlled, all the systems and energies that have been controlling the planet, as it's been a game for them, they've been able to control an entire planet for thousands of years. So, if these energies, and they are energies, whether they're in a human body or not, they are energies that have infiltrated this planet for thousands of years, if they no longer have control over humans, then they have to go elsewhere to play their games, right? So they enjoy playing this game and controlling humanity. Now, humans are controlling humanity, but there are energies controlling those humans that are controlling humanity. Now, what is this awakening? What is this evolution in human consciousness? It's the God essence within a human body that is activating or remembering. It's also soul or spirit, whatever you want to call it, but it's activating um um hold on one second. the frequency that humanity is increasing themselves to, not by choice, but not because they're able, not because they're choosing to. It's just what's happening with the light. The body increases and it starts to begin to remember. It awakens. So one of the things that we're feeling right now on this planet is thoughts, emotions, behaviors that are not yours. They are the systems that have been controlling us. These energies that have been controlling us are losing their control. And so they're like, whoa, 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 wait a second. We got to bring in the big guns and we need to infiltrate that planet with even more energy, frequency, dark, like lower vibrational energies, literally inject the planet with lower vibrational energies, including fear, in order to continue to keep humanity in the illusion that they are the thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. And so long as we believe that we these emotions and these thoughts and away from who we actually are, this God particle, which is God, which is source, whatever you want to call it, whatever name you want to use. You could name it freaking Petunia. It doesn't matter. It's the consciousness. Okay. And so it's coming at us not only from internet, your phone, the poisons that we're consuming, other people that are putting casting spells on you. Believe it or not, it's happening every day. Entities that are coming in, but also from ancestors, ancestors that are upset. You've been neglecting them. You're not listening to them. They are sabotaging. So you've got all this stuff happening right now coming at you, and you don't even realize. You think it's you. You think it's you. You think there's something wrong with you. And I'm saying this because this is what I've been experiencing, and I only talk about what I've been experiencing. And I have been recognizing that the intensity of thought has increased on a level within my mind where I'm like, what is going on? Behaviors that once in a while come up are just massively behaviors that I don't want to do, ways that I don't want to be. And it almost feels like there's for me, it has been like there's this like almost like you've been like comatose, like hypnotized. And you're just following suit. You're just believing it. It's too hard to try to get out of it. So you're like, forget about it. I'm just going to believe these thoughts. I'm just going to believe these behaviors. I'm just going to believe these emotions are mine. I'm stuck. Or you go the opposite route, which is fix, 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 fix. Give me this supplement, give me this course, give me this thing, give me this information, give me to get me out of this. Neither of those avenues are going to work, because both of those avenues are the illusion. And so what I started to realize was something's not quite right here. Something's off. This is too intense. I don't feel like myself on a level that I've never experienced before. I know this is not just trauma that I need to heal. I also know that this has nothing to do with me raising my vibration, right? This is because you can continue to try to raise your vibration, but you're not aware of what's actually happening. And the only way to get through what we're in and to break free is to be aware of what's happening. Awareness is the way through. So you can continue to try to raise your vibration and do all of these like really spiritual things, but they will only work up until a certain point. You will still find yourself in systems that are controlling you, even if it's in spiritual systems. You'll still find yourself looping in how to get out of what you need to be able to see that you are in. So we have to be able to see the massive wolves in sheep's clothing. We have to be, and it's not the government. Okay. That's the least of it right now. Okay. There are wolves in sheep's clothing that we need to see on a level that we don't understand. We need to be able to see the amount of thought that we are believing. We need to be able to see how much suffering that we are in and how badly we want to get out of it. We have to be able to see all of this. We have to be able to see how much control we're trying to have. We have to be able to feel how numbed out we are. We have to be able to try to recognize how much you don't feel like yourself. We have to be able to see it, acknowledge it, face it head on, like head to head, face on. I am seeing this. I am recognizing this. It takes a lot of courage to just stand in what is. However, many of us believe that there is work we have to do, right? Like, okay, so I see all this, Lori. Now what do I do? There must be something I have to do with this, or I have to heal something. And what I have been experiencing is that when we become aware that something outside of us is manipulating us, that we don't necessarily know what, but there's something outside of me that's trying to convince me of all of these things, that in and of itself starts to break the suffering. The awareness that these thoughts are getting way more intense than normal. So let me tell you something, my friends. You're way more aware than the majority of humanity, which is a blessing and a curse. Because the more aware you are, the more you're going to see how you're not aware. Okay. Thank you, Hearts Align Podcast. I love that name. The more that you become aware, the more you're going to realize you're not aware. And you better be humbled by this, because this is how it goes. Not so, but the great thing is that the more you are aware, the more you become aware that you're not aware, so that you become aware of that you're not aware of, so that you become more aware of what you're not aware of. Do you understand how it works? You don't just become free and aware because you understand there's chemtrails, or you understand that you're being poisoned, or that's the beginning of being aware that you have no idea what you're not aware of. This is the continuation of constantly humbling yourself to what you haven't seen yet, which is uncomfortable. But it's a beautiful thing, because what you're doing is you're continuing to free yourself over and over again until you're actually free. And true freedom is when you realize that there is this essence within you. I'm calling it the God particle. My entire book that I'm writing next is the God particle. And it's all about activating God, which is this essence that we all are, which is just a pure connection to source, or God, or spirit, whatever you want to call it, the human body in the physical form, standing in the matrix, standing in the chaos, standing in the fleas. So we don't go to some 5D planetary body where it's heaven on earth. We create the heaven on earth right here as God incarnated. That's what we're doing. We don't wait for our body to become some vibrational tone that's immaculate and full of light, so high frequency that nothing impacts us. That's still an escape. We find the God particle within us and we start to activate it. Okay. In any state, in any frequency, none of that matters. The problem is, how do we start doing this in a different way than we've been doing it? And that's where we're at right now on the planet. One of the craziest things that that happened to me since I've been here in Greece, is the awareness that this idea of a God particle, okay, will literally break humanity free. So I've been having this knowingness about this God particle coming to me for a couple of months. And the amount of infiltration and blocks and literal sabotaging that has been happening, isn't happening any longer, was not only coming from people, literally people in my life that are no longer in my life, but also from my ancestors who I have befriended on this trip, literally befriended and invited in, but everybody else's ancestors that I am trying to talk about the God particle with and activate. We do this in Align all the time, my Align classes. Their ancestors, your ancestors are coming in and saying, oh, hell no, I didn't get to do this. You're not going to get to do this. And they freaking sabotage. So there's this awareness that we are doing this awakening embodied, connected to the planet, and connected to all of our lifetimes and all of our ancestors, right? We are also doing this with gods and goddesses that are really just collective consciousnesses. We are doing this with Jesus and Mary Magdalene and all the masters that walked the planet. We're doing this with God, the source of everything. We're doing it with all of this. And some of these energies are for it. Some of these energies are not so great for it. But we have to become aware of what we are energetically battling right now. And so thousands of years ago, the planet and the Greeks were about 3,000 years ago, they were in a really beautiful state of awareness, many of them. And they were accessing these, what we call gods and goddesses that are just collective consciousnesses. I just want you to think of them as energies. They were connecting with these energies, gods and goddesses, that held properties of God consciousness that they were able to activate within the human body. And so these humans were working with these collective consciousnesses, these gods and goddesses, and it was activating the God particle within them. Now, remember, this God particle is you, your pure awareness in the human body, connected and aligned, running or in front of the egoic persona that you have always lived your life as, which is that you believe that you're trauma. You believe that you are your thoughts and your emotions and behaviors. You believe there's something wrong with you. You believe that there's things that need to be healed. You believe there's things that need to be fixed. You believe that whatever that is, right? That's not you. That's the system. That's the program. That's the planetary experience, but that's not you. And so the you within you is awakening. But what you think is awakening is still awakening in the systems. And so we're at a time right now where thousands of years ago, humanity got themselves at in many different parts of the planet, not just in South America, in Egypt, in Greece, and wherever you were on the planet, you were accessing higher dimensional frequencies or consciousnesses, right? That could bring you into the awareness of who you were inside the physical form. And so what I have been connecting with these last 3 days here in Athens is the consciousness of God in body as human, playing a human role, playing a human character, completely accessible. Like, so I go about my day and I'm living my life as Lori and I have all of these experiences and blah, blah, blah. So I am playing that role. But there is this absolute state of beingness that is God within that, the physical form. Now, because this is an evolution, I've only just begun and you've only just begun. We've only just scratched the surface of what we're actually going to be capable of doing here and what we're doing here. And we're doing it in this lifetime. And so, right now, what you're experiencing is deep, deep mind control manipulation that's driving you crazy. I guarantee you, every single one of you could at least tell me one emotion, one behavior, one belief, one thought, or one experience that is literally driving you nuts. Maybe not. Maybe some of you are like, no, it's all good here. Life's great. But I guarantee you, underneath life is great, there are some unconscious or subconscious belief systems that you hold, um, that are from your past, from your family, from your ancestors. And so I did this really profound exercise with Damien Wynn and this amazing Kenyan named Washington yesterday. Changed my life. Damien and Washington will be doing these activations with people. Highly encourage you to go over and start to pique some interest in what he's going to start doing with Washington and what he's going to be doing with this work. But there is this, I feel like it would be a disservice if I even share and talk about it, because it's this beautiful thing that the Kenyans do when they're born. But it's really about connecting to our ancestors from the moment we are born, acknowledging them, honoring them, and recognizing everything that they have gone through, and that we don't need to go through that, but we can honor them, and that everything they have gone through is a gift for us. Their pain is a gift for us. Their suffering is a gift for us. Their successes are a gift for us. Imagining all of your ancestors around you, right, as these soldiers saying, I've already gone through the lack. I'm going to show you how to not experience that any longer. I've already gone through the abuse. I'm going to show you how to not go through that. I've already been through success. I'm going to show you how to do this. I've already been lied and cheated and manipulated. I'm going to show you how to get through this. So we've been in, many of us, especially if you are in a first world country, you have been disconnected from your ancestors. And so you have been ignoring, denying, turning your back on them. And these energies, okay, that are infiltrating us right now, that are outside of this planet coming in, are feeding off of the fact that you don't have access to your ancestors. And if you do, you're upset with them. You think you have to heal your ancestors. You're not healing your ancestors. You're befriending them. You don't have to heal anything. You have to acknowledge them. You have to turn and say, hello, please. I am so sorry. I have turned my back on you. Come in front of me. Please be a part of my life. Please be soldiers in my life. Please walk with me. Please talk with me. Please protect me. Please show me. Just like we would Jesus, just like we would Mary Magdalene, just like maybe you do with galactic energies. We've got to start doing that with our ancestors more and more and more. And the more that we ignore them and deny them, the more they're going to get upset. The more they're going to sabotage. Hello, we're right here. Why are you not acknowledging us? Why are you not listening? Right? And so that's a massive piece to activating and embodying the God particle. That's a massive and important piece of embodiment. Is this work. Now, another really important part, another important piece of information that came in since I've been in Greece is, so if you, this is how I'm interpreting it. If you have reached that God state in the human form, they call you Helens, a Helen. Okay. And a Helen is a soul or a spirit that has reached God awareness in the human form. And so when they reincarnate back down into the human body, they can immediately access that God particle. However, they're tested. There's tests that they go through. But if they can pass the test, they are immediately accessing the God particle, the God consciousness within them. And this state of awareness came or was experienced quite often in Greece, in this land. And but there are Helens all over the world, right? That have kind of graduated into this level of awareness where they know that there is the possibility of experiencing God in human form. Um, thousands and thousands of years ago, in many countries in Africa, they were born connected as God, and they stayed connected as God in that God particle. And I'm sharing all of this with you guys right now because this is where the evolution in human consciousness is going. Yes, it is about frequency and dimensions. Okay. Because when your body increases into, why does my shoulder look like it's lopsided? So weird. Um, wow, it totally looks lopsided, doesn't it? Um, that's so weird. When your body naturally increases in frequency, um, why would you go back to the same simulation? I don't know. It's freaking fun. Plus, you want to be a part of the evolution in human consciousness. So you want to awaken humanity into the recognition that they're gods, actually, that they're a God consciousness. I mean, isn't that what Jesus taught? Right? So let's go back down. Let's try to awaken humanity. Let's try to remind them. And by the way, I'm going to forget when I go back down. Right? Um, anywho, when your body naturally increases in frequency, okay, it's going to allow the you that you think you are to begin to access that God particle more and more. Just what starts to happen. You're not doing it. You're not increasing the frequency in your body. If you think you are, you're going to be in a state of suffering. You're going to be in a state of suffering because you're going to think that you have to increase the frequency in your body and that somehow it has to feel a certain way and somehow you need to feel a certain way. And if you're not feeling that certain way, then something's wrong with you and you better feel a certain way so that you can know that you're in a higher frequency. It's all part of the system. It's all part of the program. That just keeps you in the program and in the system, right? Because when you start to allow for what is to just unravel, knowing that everything is going to constantly show you what you need to see and the consciousness that you are, that you have always been in the past, thousands of years ago, has been able to access, right? Then you realize that if I come back into the body more and more, if I integrate, if I embody, if I access this consciousness more and more, not by increasing the frequency of my body, because that's naturally going to happen. In fact, the frequency of my body increasing is why I'm able to remember this. Then all I need to do is remember this, right? This idea that we have to be the ones in charge, like charging forward with this, is still an external gaze, or that we are the one, the you that thinks you're doing it is not the God consciousness that you're here to activate and to embody. So any moment that you realize that you're trying to do something is the moment you realize, okay, stop, right? Hold on a second. Where is that God, or where is that conscious awareness, where is that spirit, where is soul, whatever that is, right? Over and over again, everything is bringing you back, and from that external lens of going to some sort of higher dimensional field, or whatever it is that you think you're doing, and you come back in and say stop, pause. That's a system. That's me trying to control. That's a system that's controlling me, whether it's positive or negative. It's still a system that's controlling you, right? And what happens when I just shut everything off and I just sit with this idea, is this thing called God or spirit or soul or consciousness inside. Just sit with that for a minute. This is not about love and light and rainbows and unicorns. And yes, there is a field of consciousness. Yes, there are dimensional fields. Yes, when you raise the vibration up, you feel certain things and you don't feel other things. Okay. But here is what is so freaking important to freaking understand. That's just the quantum field you're in. That's just the field that you're in called energy. You're here, my friend, to come into a body that is very dense, that's got all kinds of stuff in it, and realign and reconnect to God. And this isn't a concept. This isn't like, this is an absolute energetic, physical experience that is going to be happening to humanity during this evolution. Thousands of years ago, a large majority of humanity was living this way. Those civilizations were destroyed, including here in Greece. These civilizations that were working with these gods had activated the God particle within them, and they were breaking free of the systems, and they realized who they were, and they were now empowered. They were powerful. They were creators. They were not in the systems, but they were standing in the systems. Systems couldn't control them. So what did the systems do? They came in and literally physically killed them. They destroyed their history. They destroyed any ounce of possible, except there are things still existing, physical structure. So we're like, huh, that's interesting. There must have been these higher civilized humans here, right? They weren't in these, they were humans that had activated God within them. And so they were living as their full potential, fully connected to God consciousness in the physical body. Their bodies were not vibrating in some light form. Their bodies were physical. They were eating foods if they felt like it. Whatever they were doing as God. This is what we have just started to do. And what we have to become acutely aware of is everything that is pulling you into the belief that you have to do something, okay, that you have to get something, you have to figure something out in order to do this. You have to be aware. You have to have clarity. You have to ask for clarity, right? It's like you're standing in a world right now that is extremely polarized and will continue to be polarized, will continue to create separation, will continue to create conversations that will instigate separation, divide, right? It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. We don't have time. Like, it's great to look around and understand what the planet's going through, and all the corruption and all the manipulation. I mean, that's a powerful tool to have. It's the beginning stages of awakening. But at some point we got to say, this might be a waste of my time. What if I was actually here to activate this God particle within me? I don't know how to do it, but what if I was? Right? What if I was here to to remember who I am, and that everything else is just a distraction? You don't have to, but what if you are? Right? And the compassion and awareness of all of it One of the hardest things that I've been dealing with, it's a very, very, for me personally, one of the most difficult things that I have been dealing with the last couple of months is the awareness of the wolf in sheep's clothing, the awareness of beautiful people doing quote unquote beautiful things, and manipulating humanity during it. And I don't even know if they're aware of it. It's one of the most um, challenging parts of being here. Now, for you, it could be something else. For you, one of the most challenging parts of being here and continuing to awaken is the political system and really wanting to fight for the political systems. And why, or it could be the poisons in the food. It could be the vaccines. It could be could be all of it, all of what I just said, right? It's not easy standing on the planet and awakening more and more. But these things that enrage us are distractions. It's all distraction. Freedom, peace, calm, joy begins to arise not by us trying to find it, not by us trying to get rid of the suffering, but by us recognizing that we are in systems, that we are on a planet of separation, duality and polarity, and that we are in a movement called evolution that you are not in charge of, believe it or not, and that it has everything to do with the alignment, literal activation and embodiment of who you actually are in the physical form. And it's possible because it's been done in the past. Not only has it been done a couple of thousands years ago, so not that long ago, but it's been done millions of years ago in the fifth dimensional reality. And that's why everybody is so attached to 5D, is because millions of years ago, we as humans lived in a field of consciousness that was vibrating in what we would call a fifth dimensional vibration or frequency. And so all we want to do now is get back to that. But all we're doing by trying to get back to that is trying to control and do and find and figure out and fix, and instead of just standing in what is and activating it from within you, which is then what catapults your evolution, catapults it. We have all kinds of history on this planet that reminds us of what we're doing. You know? Also, I've been extremely thirsty, like crazy thirsty. Who are you? You don't know. That's the $1 million question. You don't know who you are until you know who you are. And everything that you've thought yourself to be is the illusion. Even this God particle idea is an illusion, you know? But it's the awareness. It's the awareness and the clarity that begins to happen when you realize that, at least you realize that you're not who you think you are. Does that make sense? At least you start realizing that who you have always thought yourself to be is not who you are. You know? Anyway, I have to get going because I have a call, but I will see you guys next week. I'll be in Nairobi. I'll be in Kenya for a couple of weeks. I'll be in Kenya for a couple of weeks, and I will be sharing all about my travels with y'all and what else is going to come through, what else is going to activate within us. Um, you are a God particle, Jessica. Um, yeah, go listen to the channeled message, you guys, in my Patreon. It's really, really powerful. Joy, thank you so much for your super chat. I'm really excited to share with you guys what's been coming through and continuing to share with you what's been coming through. And breaking free. Breaking free. Be aware, you guys. Be really, really aware, especially the trolls that are out here, right, trying to instigate you and trying to get you. There is a lot of infiltration of the shadowy part of the human collective. You know, when you have, Damien was telling me this, and it was a beautiful example. You know, when you have a fire and you want to stoke the fire, there's these like wind things that you can do this with, right? And it blows wind on the fire and the fire gets bigger. I want you to imagine that we all have fires within us that can create havoc on the planet and create havoc in our mind, right? Create havoc in our bodies. It can create havoc in our relationships. Havoc, these fires are thought forms, their belief systems, their behaviors, their addictions, whatever that is, okay? And I want you to imagine that there are these fleas on the planet that are coming in, and even from your ancestors, and they're stoking that flame. And so people are just obnoxious, right? You're obnoxious, perhaps. Your mind's obnoxious. Like things are just getting really obnoxious. It's not your fault and it's not the other person's fault. It's these infestated fleas, these stoking the fire right now. And so be aware of that. Really bring awareness to it. And then recognize, oh my God, this is what Lori was talking about. Like, this is the stoking of the fire. These people are crazy. I'm crazy. Things are getting out of control. It needs to get louder and louder and louder for us to realize what we have been imprisoned in. The divide, the talking about politics and arguing about this and arguing about that, the arguing about the all of it is us being shown the mind control. It's being, anytime you find yourself fighting in separation, see it as, oh my God, this is mind control. This is not me. Anytime you want to beat yourself up and blame it on all this trauma that you've had, what if it's mind control? Holy shit, this is mind control. This isn't me. This isn't me. This is another level of awareness that we're getting to that some of you will resonate with, some of you won't resonate with, but this is a whole other level of awareness that we're jumping into right now. And we have to realize, because what's happening to humanity is they're being numbed and dumbed down. They are becoming robots, not because they're choosing to, because they are being infiltrated by these energies subtly, seductively. And it is a state of mind control I've never seen before. Do this for all the success. Do this for all the money. Do this for all the love. Do this for that. Stay away from this. Make sure you're not doing that. Like all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. I'm part of it. I'm right there in it. I'm not saying I'm not a part of this, but I'm aware of it. I'm recognizing it more and more. And that's key. It's not this, like, you don't just jump out of it and this is a process that is mind bending, right? Mind bending. So, if it resonates with you, if this message resonates with you, just start holding it a little bit more in your awareness. Start recognizing it's not you. And anytime you see somebody coming in and trying to rile up people or rile up you, it's not them. It's infiltration. It's the fleas. And anytime you are listening to messages or information that elicits fear or elicits some sort of argument, some sort of divide, God bless everyone, but it's infiltration. Believe it or not, so much of the planet right now is not aware. It's a whole different level than 5 years ago. It's a whole different level than 100 years ago. It's a whole different level than 200 years ago. It's just, and it's the most exciting time. You're freeing yourself, I promise you. You're freeing yourself, I promise you. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep going. One foot in front of the other. Put your head up. Tell yourself 5 amazing things about yourself. What are you grateful for? Right? What do you love about yourself? What do you love about your friends? What do you love about your family? How can you serve today? How can you serve other people? How can you fight the system, and you fight this by more happiness and love, by more smiles, right? Somebody doesn't want to smile at you, you smile even more. Someone doesn't say hello to you, you say hello even louder, right? We've got to fight against what the systems are trying to keep us in, right? Don't believe those limiting thoughts. Just don't believe them. That's it. Choose to not believe them. We don't have to do all of these like complicated things. Fight. 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 It's time for us to fight against the systems that are in your mind, right? That are out there. And it's not a fight of aggression or rage. I'm right, you're wrong fight. It's a fight for you. Who are you? Right? And if you don't have to answer that because you don't necessarily know who you are, but you are not what you have told yourself. You are not what people are telling you. You are not what the system is telling you. And the more you can be aware of that, the more you can bring awareness to this, the more you will stand up and fight for who you are. I am not these limiting beliefs anymore. I'm not the lack. I'm not the insecurity. Forget it. This is at a level, you guys, that is not about healing trauma anymore. That's not going to do anything. Let me go back and heal my trauma. This is next level. And I'm not saying this to create fear. I'm saying this so that you fight against it. That you realize it's not you, and you got to get up and you got to fight. So let's fight this with compassion and with love, with more curiosity, with more clarity, with more service work to people. Don't get in the arguments. Don't fight with them. Don't continue to, it'll drive them nuts if you don't argue, if you don't continue to fight and create the divide. But instead, you just hold compassion. Tell me more. You really hate that person. Keep going. What else? Oh, there's all this poison. I shouldn't be eating this. I shouldn't be drinking this. Tell me more. Go on. Do the opposite. Do the opposite. All right, you guys, I love you. Thank you for watching episode 101. I'll see you next. I think I'm going to be able to do next week. I don't know. If I'm out in the middle of nowhere, I might not be able to. I will do my best to try to show up for episode 102 next Tuesday. And if you're not part of my Patreon community, join this month, because I'm going to be doing almost daily updates there. Also the powerful channeled message, also a guided meditation in 2 days, also an intense energy update that we did last week, also an amazing community, and I don't know, all kinds of other awesome stuff. I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and onward and upward. Be nice to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with others. This is a massive evolution that we are on. Good job. Way to go. Oh, and pass this video along. Pass it along to people. Share it. Share it to people that you think. Share it to children and adolescents. That just came in. Share it to children and adolescents. Share it to them. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Mwah.